Okay, can we talk about another company?
Well, I just want to also finally point out that Amit, if you guys didn't know, he finally sold some of those
Yes,
calls for
I
his
was going to say
sister.
we have to talk about
Yes.
Thank
that.
goodness.
Can you talk
Good
about that a
job.
little bit?
Yeah, let me share the tweet.
I saw his live stream and was very proud.
Vitaly
But-
was in
but-
my morning live. I felt so nice. Dad was watching me do my thing, and then
But
I was
Amit,
like, all right.
Amit, do you realize this whole thing that happened to Pac West and everything? You see how crazy the market can get over some stupid shit that may not even impact the company.
That was the first
that?
thing that I thought of when that happened. When I'm getting the text, I'm like, okay, fine. It wasn't anything to do with Amit's positions, but that's the sort of outlier case that you cannot account for. And when if it hits you, and that was your sister's money, she'll never invest in the stock market again. And that's probably worse than any amount of money she would have ever lost. I think that's the biggest thing that you achieve with this is you showed her that it's possible.
Well, not only that, because I think you did the math and you said, oh, instead of making 50,000, she makes 30,000 or whatever it is. It's like,
Yeah,
is that what you said?
30,000 is a great return, especially if your money's safe. Okay.
This is what happened. She has 134 contracts. She's up 100% on these. So I took her 12,000 and like a little magician, I turned it into 25,000.
Did you give it back to her?
I just transferred from my Robinhood, so she's gonna get it in like 2 days.
He's like, after I take my little,
what did she say?
After I take my little commission.
You said, hold on. He said 20%.
You better wait, hold on. You did it in your account. Make sure you take a little bit for taxes, my
No. I already have some losses already, bro. So the taxes are.
All right, there you go.
Taxes. I made sure there's
damn. He made
no
sure it's Palantir
loss. No, it's actually the $1,400 Enphase loss I took to buy the TFC options. I should have sold Enphase at 250.
Oh,
and you told me to sell. That's what makes it so ironic. You told me, you're like, Amit, sell it, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna sell it because it's gonna go to 300, and you're gonna make fun of me.
Bring up Richie's comment. Last comment. It's the truth.
You sell.
If you sell, you feel bad. If you buy, it's like you just can never win.
So basically, this is what happens. She has 134 spreads. She has 25,000. She turned 12,000 to 25. I sell the initial 12 because these three guys here were being really good friends and basically telling me to take out the initial capital so that she doesn't get screwed if anything bad happens. So she would have to go from being up 100% to breaking even. So a lot of bad stuff would have to happen for her to start losing money. But I started thinking about it last night, which your guys' point was like, look, it's unlikely, sure, but it could happen. And so last night I stayed up till 4 a.m. really, because the thought was just in my head and I was reading article after article after article. And I'm just like, yo, is it a surefire bet? No way in hell SoFi is not $12 January 2025. And I came to the conclusion, 99.99999% chance, yes, it will be $12 fucking dollars. But if it's not, and I have to go to her and be like, yeah, your 12 grand is gone, it would just really hurt.
But let's say it's not too. Well, let's say she still doubled her money. You held it an extra year for what purpose?
Correct.
Like, it's better when the money is given to you at some point, it's just better just to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also, you would rather be, and especially in this position, considering it's her first trade and you're vouching for it.
Mm-hmm.
You're much better off looking at her and saying, yes, we missed out on some potential gains rather than saying we lost this money. Losing paper money is better than losing real money every fucking time. Right. Mm-hmm. And so now she's at least got more confidence. You can also invest with more confidence. And here's the thing, like you get to see how the strategy plays out without the pressure. So if it plays out and you were right, you'll do a little victory lap and say, you see, I told you. But the next time you're going to have that voice in your head and say, maybe today is the time that I lose. So it's a good learning. It's a good way to learn the lesson. Then learn.
Well, that was the thing. I think the anxiety you guys like correctly kind of warned me about, it was starting to creep up on me the past couple of days. Cause I'm like, yo, I don't want to be on July 30th, the Sunday before earnings, feeling like jittery. Because what if the market just tanks? Because Anthony Noda did great, but the market's like, fuck it. We're competing against you. We're not going to let you go up now. And then she's down $4 grand when she was up 13. It's like, it's just not going to, and likelihood of that probably low. But if it does happen, you just feel like shit. And do you want to live with that for the next, year?
Jeremy had a great post about that a while ago, about the stress and anxiety that he was feeling when he was trying to trade too much in and out of positions. And actually Rango posted something really great about like the life cycle of an investor. And he's like, Amit's on number 5, right? And so basically what you end up back to is like all the 40-year-olds, what do? They buy the Googles and the Amazons and the big stocks. They DCA into those things. It's not exciting as like buying Robinhood or buying AMC and getting 1,000% return, but you're also not Dogecoin millionaire or Dogecoin thousandaire,
When Google goes down, I don't worry about it, But every time SoFi moves a freaking buck, I have to concern myself. Why is it going down? What's happening? Well, because it's it's
right, but it's also really hard to move those gigantic fucking companies like more than 10%. Like Tesla fell 10%. And that's a lot of fucking money. So it's like
the reason I struggled with initially taking out our initial capital, and the reason I was fighting back with you guys a little bit, is because, you know, Chris from Data Driven Investing, he had a really good post today about how he sold his house, took 10% of his profits, dumped it into SoFi 2023 leaps January or 2022, because he thought the bank charter, all this, he had all these catalysts in his head, and he was like, shit was going to go to the moon. Obviously, the whole market collapsed, and he lost a lot of money. The only difference between that and the reason I hesitated to do this is because he invested when the shit was like 25, 24 bucks, whatever. I'm doing it when it was at 5. Interest rates are already high. So many macro things have changed. From a logical perspective, I'm like, the odds of that happening are low, but they're still there. So that's why it took me a couple of days to get over that hurdle. Because like the probability is just too low on this, but it's there.
Peter Lynch has
that's the thing. It's not my money.
Just to real quick, Peter Lynch has a good saying that he says, you know, like there's a stock at $20 and it falls to 10. And he's like, well, if I put in money now, how low can it go? Well, it's at 5. So if I dump all my money in now, how low can it go? It can go to 0. Okay. It absolutely can go to 0.
I mean, delinquencies could happen out of nowhere. And then SoFi's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. But the guy who bought it at $50 and the guy who bought it at 5 and put 20 grand in the same amount, they both lost equal amounts of money.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So
the other thing too is if it's just like Robinhood stock that's been disproportionately like smashed, it's one thing. But when the whole market's down and money's looking for a place to go, there's a lot of other great companies that have been beaten down. It's like, imagine you're at a club right now and it's 4 o'clock and there's you and there's like 10 available girls, you know, versus 5 available girls. Like, there's still other more
attractive Lizzo?
Right. There's like 5 Lizzos and 5 Beyonce.
Hey, listen, Carlos, as Carlos said last time,
poor Lizzo,
everyone is Beyonce. Yeah, everyone is Beyonce when the lights are off. Bro, I want that on a t-shirt, man. I want that on a t-shirt.
We've got a lot of the t-shirts in the queue. That'll be on the back of Producer Wife, the Producer Wife shirt.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this question now.
I was gonna say, it's earnings. Are you getting a Beyonce or a Lizzo?
We gotta make those shirts. Let's say SoFi goes to like $14 and I'm up a lot of money and she could have been up a lot of money.
She will be up. You kept half the options.
No, so what would be your advice to psychologically deal with missing out on potential gains that you could have had, but how would you coach someone to deal with that?
What do you tell your sister?
So let's say you sell Bitcoin at 30, but then it runs to 60. How do you deal with that extra 30 that you didn't get, even though you could have easily?
I spend the $30,000 that I made.
Yeah.
You don't feel any regret or remorse or anything?
I didn't sell much Bitcoin, but I did sell one just for that same reason, to alleviate some of the pressure. When it had run up to like 70, I was kind of watching it. It ran up to 70, touched it again, and I was waiting for my $100,000 price target. I didn't hit that, but when it got to around 40, I told myself, I think it'd be irresponsible if I don't take something off the table. So I sold one for 40. Sure, I could have used the extra 20 grand, but again, if you calculate what the taxes would be, if you calculate what the taxes are going to be, and once you average it out, it's not that much more money in the grand scheme of things. And I was perfectly happy to take that 40 grand and pay some things off. And then I rolled that into some Enphase and some Tesla, which made me even more money. And so it's fine. Yeah. You're not going to get everything at the top. You don't know.
I think regretting missed gains is silly because you made the gains, right? So whenever I sell something, even when I sold Enphase, you know, I didn't want to sell Enphase at even 300 because I don't want to. I feel it's going up higher, but I did it because I had something I wanted to do. I wanted to build a pool. I wanted to build a backyard. I wanted to do something for my family. I don't regret those decisions.
You're not in the pool regretting you could have been swimming in money instead?
No. Because like as you get older, it's not all about the money. The money is meant to buy you those things and buy you time with your family and vacations. That's what it's meant for. It's not meant to just sit in an account and do what? Grow in an account? Like to me, that's actually pointless.
Yeah. If you don't take the time out to like enjoy some of the gains that you have, then what's the point? Like me and the wife, we're going to Cancun for our anniversary. You know, I cannot tell you the amount of things that I would give up just to do that with her. You know, you think that some zeros on a screen matters, or like celebrating something really special with my wife? I'd rather be with my wife, you know. I'll still be checking my Robinhood here and there.
I was waiting. I was waiting for the
but you know, I'm gonna be chilling with the wifey. You know,
I spent a couple of those few days that I spent away on vacation were really priceless. The first day was tough because you want to like check everything and feel like you need to be connected all the time. But once I just allowed myself to be the guy on vacation, I really did enjoy, you know, taking my kid in the ocean for the first time. I did enjoy like just having a nice meal with my wife, like outside somewhere, and just seeing how much they enjoyed it was like, yeah, this is, and I even told her, I was like, this is like a little sneak peek of what it could be like, you know, if we hit our numbers, like this is going to be a regular occurrence. And I don't know, some people have commented in the chat before about how boring retirement can be. I don't know what you did to get to that retirement, but considering how hard I've had to work, I think it's going to take me a long time or almost never to get bored of that. When you feel like you earned it.
I think when people say retirement, they think we're doing nothing. No. I have a billion things I do during the day, and I don't need to go to a 9 to 5 in order to feel fulfilled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.